The question is, why would you put yourself in a position that allowed yourself to be bullied in the first place? The working relationship is a contract. You have a right to negotiate the contract. You have a right to negotiate your contract so that you are not dependent, so that one party is not completely dependent upon the other party. You allow yourself to be bullied because you don't know how to negotiate. Because nobody, when you were young, you never had any experiences around about you of seeing anybody else negotiate successfully to have good outcomes. And this pattern has been repeating for a long period of time. That's why the theme of bullying is recurring. The theme of bullying is recurring because bullying is usually a result of stepping back instead of stepping forward into a negotiation. Because we don't have a pattern or habit in our lives of doing that. And it's natural, it's completely natural to do that. As me myself, I've done that many times in many occasions, but I've caught myself doing it and realized what is happening and understood that if I want a different result in the future, I have to make a different action in the present from what I did in the past. Because a contract is a possibility for empowerment. And people forget that a contract is actually designed to make sure that both parties are getting something from the agreement that they want. And all contracts can be negotiated. Let me give you an example. All prices can be negotiated. All prices can be negotiated. Yeah. There's a in general, there's a 10% margin on all prices. All prices can be negotiated. You go into a shop and like how many times in shops do you see 20% discount, 25% discount, right? And you know, yesterday the price was 100 euros. Today it's 75. How is that even possible? How are they making a profit on that? How is it even possible? Because the price is always negotiable. The price is always negotiable. Even to make a loss sometimes, the price is negotiable because you're taking a present loss for a future gain. So what is price? Price is agreement. What is agreement? Agreement is contract. All contracts are to some extent negotiable. When you get from anyone who gets a contract from an employer, it can be negotiated if you want. You don't have to negotiate it. I got a contract from my bank 3 weeks ago, and I made a conscious choice to not negotiate it. And you know what I think? I think that was wrong. I think I was wrong to not negotiate it. I made the choice that was the easiest choice for me at that point in time, which was to not negotiate it. And I was wrong. And I was wrong because I wasn't ready for it. I wasn't in the right frame of mind. I wasn't thinking properly about it. If I could go back and do it again, I would negotiate it. And I can get out of the contract, so that's okay. But it was a mistake to not negotiate the contract. What is a marriage? It's a contract. It's negotiable. I will accept this. I will not accept that. That's what a marriage is. Having borders and lines and defining what you will accept and you will not. If you're not able to negotiate your marriage contract, you'll never have a successful marriage because you'll just aim to do whatever it is the other person wants, which means sacrificing yourself or even erasing yourself from the relationship. So a lot of relationships are unsuccessful because people feel unsatisfied because they can't negotiate well their side of the deal. They are, especially women a lot of the time. Women a lot of the time are people pleasers. Not all the time. So there's some element of feminism that went too far, in my opinion. But a lot of the time women are people pleasers. and they don't. It's well known that women are more agreeable than men. Men argue with each other. Women say, oh, whatever, okay, right? Okay, scientifically, if you want, I can go onto Google right now and I can give you scientific articles that prove women are more agreeable than men. Things that people don't want to talk about. People don't want to talk about a lot of reasons why men are paid more than women for the same job. Now, I think that everybody should be paid the same amount for the same job. In fact, I think you should be paid based on the quality of your work, to be honest, right? I think if you do good work, you should be paid more. Bad work, you should be paid less. That's logical in my world, right? I don't care if you're man, woman, black, white, green, red, pink, a donkey. I don't care. If you can do the job, you should be paid. If you can do the job well, you should be paid well. And one of the main reasons why women are paid less than men for the same job is that women are more agreeable. Women get their contract and they go, okay, and they sign it. Men get their contract and they go, I don't like this. I don't like point 7b here. I don't like that. They say what they say is, I like the other parts. That's fine, but I can't agree with this part. You got to take this part out of the clause. All contracts are negotiable, and men negotiate more than women. What this means is women are more agreeable than men. Women agree to things they are less happy with. Men tend to haggle more, to bargain more, to talk about the price more. The problem is that the men don't have self-assessment skills. They're not able to measure their own level of satisfaction, happiness, and to understand. Because to make other people to involve yourself in a relationship where you're not happy is to make nobody happy. Because if you're not happy, you're not happy, and unhappy people can't make other people happy. It's impossible. If you're sad all the time, you can't make other people happy. So the problem is not the future relationship. The problem is the person can't self-reflect. They don't have self-assessment skills. They can't look in the mirror and say, I'm not where I want to be because I've made bad decisions in a certain way in my life, and I need to correct it. It's got nothing to do with some new person appearing in the world. I mean, you arrive in the world, that doesn't change who your partner is. They stay the same person. They're the same person they've always been. Oh, you've changed me for the better. Well, no, I kind of don't think that's really a sort of objective way to view what happens in general in relationships, because like a stone skipping across a pond when someone throws it, people tend to touch on a little bit of a problem and then jump to another problem and then jump to another problem and never go deep enough to understand why they always have similar kinds of problems. So I never realized how unhappy I was in my previous relationships. Well, that's pretty terrible. Obviously, you don't have the skills required for self-assessment. Obviously, you don't have family around about you who can help you. Obviously, you don't have friends who can explain things to you. Obviously, your colleagues are not interested enough to help you with it. Obviously, your psychologist hasn't got you very far. So it's I don't think we change who we are. The personality is formed basically at the final elements around the age of 12. It stays pretty constant through life. IQ stays pretty constant through life. And look, fresh food always seems better. The grass, the freshly cut grass always seems like a better lawn or garden because it's freshly cut, but it's the same garden. It's the same grass. Yeah. It's A new person in your life is is an extra spice that's added to the mix of your world, but it doesn't, it doesn't change everything that was there before. So the language that we use, and as I said earlier, the language that we read affects us. We don't realize it affects us, but it does. There are studies about people who read articles on global warming, and after they read the article, their body temperature rises. Right? It's crazy, but it works like that. So the the language has an influence on the way that we behave. The word behave is just be and have. It's who we are and what we have, right? That's how we
Mm.
behave. Yeah, our behavior,
Mm.
our what we are and what we have. Um, and so you used three words which are really powerful: um, damage, destroy, and prevent. Those are very descriptively strong. We have very powerful words. I mean, there's an incredible level of energy contained within those words. But something changed within you to enable you to step away from that.